to That Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome to That Wrestling Podcast. The good bad guys of Wrestling Podcast are back talking all things of the week that was in professional wrestling. I'm your host, Brian. I'm here with Joe, and back on mainland North America, Jason and Kevin. Welcome back, friends.
Hola, gringos.
Oh, you picked up some Spanish on the Jericho cruise.
Si, amigos.
Well, I know myself, and I think I can speak for Joe. We want to hear all about it, for listeners, viewers. We literally haven't talked, before the cruise finished on Tuesday.
Right.
We've kept this other than a couple of social media posts and pictures.
But barely anything.
Yeah, we have no idea how the experience was. So the floor is yours, gentlemen. How was
it was strange not to be insulted this week. That was strange.
We had a very cordial Royal Rumble wrap-up pod.
Exactly.
That we did.
I'm pretty sure Jay's gonna bring it 3 times the amount this week. Then.
Well, you know what, SA? It's simple. We are not going to give you too much about the cruise because Kevin and I, we filmed on the boat, but we have a vlog. We're trying a new format for the vlog. So that'll be hopefully coming by Monday, and that's just going to be on our YouTube channel at That Wrestling Podcast. So we did decide to throw a few things out there, and Joe and Brian, you will decide, did that happen or not?
Okay, that's fun.
So
most likely.
So I'll go first with my 5, and then just a yes, just a C or no. 1, did I compete in a beer drinking contest in Mexico?
I'm gonna go no.
Joe?
See,
Joe, you got that right.
Oh, look at that.
It was amazing, by the way.
I lost.
I thought you were going to try to trick us. It's like, no, it wasn't in Mexico. It was still stateside, but no. Okay.
And just to let you know, there's video proof of said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next up, did we go to a Mayan bee sanctuary and learn how many different types of bees there are?
I'm gonna say
C.
no.
Joe, you're right again.
Wow, I'm so bad at this. You guys learned something. I can't believe it.
Yeah, we learned that it was shitty and stupid.
Well, and we learned that there are 3 different types of bees, and not all of them have stingers.
Yeah. And some look like flies.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right. Did I get felt up by CJ Perry on accident at the meet and greet?
No.
So you go first. I'm going to say what you said. All right, no.
You're both right. That did not happen.
Probably a good thing.
Did I sing Judas at karaoke and Jericho came on stage with me not knowing he was there?
I hope not.
I'm gonna say
I hope
no.
You did not sing Judas.
Man, you guys suck. I thought you guys would say yes. It did not happen. It did not happen to me. It did happen because Jericho was at karaoke the last night. And finally, did I have tacos and margaritas in Mexico?
I hope it's yes. C.
You're both wrong. It was in Miami. Go ahead, Kevin.
Oh, there it
I think
is.
that's what
There
you
it
did.
is.
Okay, so 4 out of 5 for Jason.
Flipped
All
it
right.
on us.
Brian, what was your score? 2?
I think you got one.
I think 2. Yeah. I
right.
copied off you the one time and then the Jericho karaoke. 2 out of 5. Not so good.
Go ahead, Kev.
Okay. Did I get the wedding photo of Joe, Brian, and I signed by Matt Cardona?
I'll say yes.
No.
I did.
Yeah.
So you both have a copy of it signed by him.
I know. I wonder if he remembered that.
Does that mean I have to get the third one signed?
Kevin still has not
FYI.
sung karaoke with me, so Joe, you're the only one that doesn't have the photo.
In FYI, I did say, hey, you signed this for my friend Brian. And I'm pretty sure you called him a fucking Mark.
That was
What did he say? What did he say?
He was like, oh.
probably.
But,
He doesn't remember.
Side note.
I
he
was
also
not
signed
there.
my broski headband.
Oh, amazing. Amazing.
Did Laura and I miss our photo with Jericho because I was slightly hungover the day of it? Question mark.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say you're a trooper.
I'm also going to say no.
I did miss it.
Oh,
But he has a
All right.
great friend
I did.
who helped him get a photo with Jericho.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Yeah. All right.
I woke up after an all-night binger. It was wild.
Was this the first night and the second night, or
the third
Second, third
night
night.
last day?
Okay, because if
They
it
all
was the
they
first
all bleed
night,
together.
so Sunday into Monday?
It's almost like you're there for like 105 hours straight versus
Yeah.
any nights.
Just
'Cause-
runs together.
Exactly. I almost got in a fight with a drunk guy.
That sounds like you.
the
No, incorrect.
Oh,
I
it was
was
a drunk girl.
I was probably the most friendliest guy to everybody on this cruise
Yeah.
ship. I
It
feel like
was
I
Big
made
Show.
100 friends.
Yeah, but Kevin, here's the thing: you don't start fights. For those who are listening and watching,
finish 'em.
No, you don't do that either. You don't start fights, but sometimes when you are drunk, you're too friendly, and that is where I could see the trouble coming into
I
play.
instigate him a little bit. I watched
Yes.
part of the Lions game with Buff Bagwell.
Oh, I hope that's a yes.
See,
I hope so.
It's a yes.
Yeah, that's great.
It's a yes.
Was he a Lions fan? What you got to give us something more.
Oh, he was in bad shape. He couldn't even get up out of his chair. Not drunk.
Oh, yeah,
He's
just
older
it's from the
than me.
accident. Yeah,
And he had to have help getting up. But I
Aw.
cool guy. We have photos, and that'll show up on the vlog. And actually,
Okay.
did
probably
he
by the time
remember meeting me in '99?
nobody remembers talking to you, Joe. We didn't even bring your name up. Ever.
How dare you?
Ever. On
I
land
know.
or by sea.
Who cares? Whatever.
Here's
I got 4 out of 5 for you. I don't know anything about Kevin.
I'll give him credit. A little rough moving around, but that's a lot of body work on you. But he looked great. He's
Yeah.
still
He's
his name.
still the stuff.
He was still the stuff. Did I play blackjack with the gun club for 5 hours straight?
I gotta say no. It was 3 hours straight. Something
I'm gonna
like
say
that.
no because
That's
you
a
don't know how
long
to play
time.
blackjack.
You are both wrong. It is a true statement, and I have
What?
photos.
5 hours of blackjack,
That's a
dude.
long time.
Technically,
All of it's in the vlog, too.
It is.
All right,
It
all
is.
right.
It is absolutely amazing. We had a
Wow.
crowd. Orange Cassidy, the King behind us. Laura really wanted to go play or go sing karaoke. Colton Gunn. It goes into the vlog a little bit more detail, but I have to say this one thing. He was like, "Oh, what song were you going to sing?" She's like, "Zombie." Boom. He's like, "Okay." So every time we got a blackjack for like the next half hour, it would be like, "Let's go, guys. Zombie, zombie."
That's
For
fun.
5
Ah,
hours. That was
damn.
the next morning. 5 hours later is when we would have to have woken up to get to the Jericho photo. So,
Gotcha.
it's
I was
all
not
about
there.
fun
Something
stories.
memorable. Yeah.
So I need a
Right.
gun club shirt. It's on
Those are your boys
it's on my
now?
list for the future.
Well,
for the
they're
next 12
also
months.
my
Yeah.
boys because at Senior Frogs in Cozumel, they were there with Summer Rae. And when I met the gun club the next day, I said, "Oh, did you guys have fun at Senior Frogs?" And they were like, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, I'm the guy that was in the drinking contest." And they're like, "Oh, we enjoyed your sex moves." More on that in the vlog. So
Whoa.
And technically, Summer Rae was at the blackjack table as well as the gun.
Yeah.
So when are they going to be on that wrestling podcast?
never.
I should have threw. I should have.
You were with them,
drunkenly-
Kev, a lot. You know, you
Stickers. Oh wait, you
Where
didn't
were
bring
the
them because of the
stickers? Yeah.
drunks. Because of the drunks.
it would've been
No,
bad-
good call.
bad
Good
idea with
call.
stickers and stuff. But
Yeah.
the cruise itself, you know, this was my fourth, Kev's first. For me, it was probably my last for a little while. I think we're going to take a year or two off. And what's funny about that, my wife's been the one saying, we should take a break. We should take a break. Ever since we got off the boat, I've gotten a text message. It says, "Oh, the Jericho cruise is on a different ship next year."
Oh.
Yeah. So she's like, "Well, wouldn't that be fun?" And I don't know, man. I think that by the last day, I was like, I just want to get off the boat.
Yeah.
I just want to go. Kev, thoughts? Some evergreen thoughts. Like I said, we get more into this in the vlog, but go ahead.
And Kev, your wife too, because you prefaced last week of like her kept saying like, "What have I got myself into?" So I'm even more curious about what she thought than you.
Definitely. First ever cruise. I'll keep it very short. It's kind of like opening a Christmas present when you're a really young kid of something you want. Like right when you go in, you know, they're giving you big high fives, smiles all around, and you go right to a bar and just start drinking. It was
just
insane.
like Christmas morning growing up.
And just as a heads up, little teaser, and then I'll tell you about Laura's thoughts. I still don't know the words to Judas. I still know the chorus to Judas. Okay. The last night, I didn't go into this in the vlog, so I have to say it. Like 5 guys put their arms, like I was like, oh, these guys are putting their arms around me, and we're like swaying during Judas, and they're all knowing the songs, and I'm like,
oh my God.
We saw funny. 3 Fozzy shows in 4 days.
Yeah.
And he still did not learn the words.
I'll say this. So I knew I was going to have a great time. I knew I was going to have a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Before we went, I did ask Laura, out of 10, what's your excitement level? What do you think you're going to end at? And she's like, my excitement level is like a 6. I know I'm going to have more fun, but she didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And it's nerd city. So it's kind of like, boom, it's on our wheelhouse. When we left, I was like, what did you think? She's like, oh, it was a 10 out of 10.
Wow. Like, wonderful.
She left when I was playing blackjack. She's like, I'll be back. I'm going to go see this band play. And then she got a drink at a bar and came back and we're all singing. And then she's like, I'm going to go watch another band for a half hour. So, she just had so much fun.
Was having Michelle there with her as well help out that situation, or was she the type of person who'd do it on her own anyway?
This is the thing, I think, because we hung out a lot together, but then we had a lot of our alone time, and then Laura did her own thing for a little bit.
Okay,
there's
Michelle
so much
did
to do there
up for a while, like
you
know, and there was times I went to see this band or you know, Kevin and Laura partied until 4 a.m. every night almost, and I was in bed at midnight because I just wasn't feeling it. And we talk about all the bands in the vlog.
Yeah.
One guy that we met was James Durbin. He was on American Idol and he was in Quiet Riot for a little while, but he's got a bunch of different bands that he's in. Such a cool guy. Such a cool guy. And a teaser, so we can move on. Kevin and I flung chickens.
True story.
True story.
Okay, well, yeah. Follow-up questions are not needed.
We flung like 50 of like 1,500.
Yeah, it was a lot of chickens
that were all over.
Yeah, so the vlog will be coming hopefully to our YouTube channel. I'm hoping Monday. I have some stuff going on this weekend, but I'm hoping Monday at some point it'll get up there. Stay on our socials at that WrestlePod for confirmation and links and that of the sort. But on the boat, you know, the big message board hoopla was the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Kevin and I did not watch the Royal Rumble, but there seemed to be a Google Doc that Kevin had access to, Joe.
The Google Doc was a beautiful thing. I'll say that.
Yeah, it was a Google Sheets, not a Google Doc. But yes, I decided to get
Sheets
that.
Like in Pennsylvania?
Yes. It was mostly for you guys weren't supposed to look at it.
Kevin did.
Kevin, it was mostly for Brian and I.
If you sent it to
you, so you should have known better.
No, I didn't.
And it was live updating.
Dangling a piece of cake in front of you're dangling, man.
That's true, but it was live updating because I was typing while it was going on and putting the X marks with each one. Yes, but that was just for like I couldn't not send it to you two just so you would know who you had.
I didn't even know who I had, and I know we got the numbers on like Wednesday or Thursday, but
so even if it wasn't for the Google Sheets, it was the talk of rumblings.
Well, and I had heard
chatting in as well.
We had our own separate. Chain.
Yeah,
we did not involve you.
We want to get you guys on that. Well, I had heard of Dave LaGreca and Busted Open were on the cruise, and I think Wednesday was their first show back. And Dave said, he goes, there was about 50 of us who gathered round and watched the Royal Rumble on the boat. And I was like, oh, I hope Jason and Kevin got in on that somehow.
No,
But not to be. Okay.
We were watching.
we were at Fozzy.
Was it Fozzie's cover set?
Cover
And
set?
people were watching on like a cell phone.
Of course,
Wow.
Fozzy would play during the Rumble.
And Hacksaw is one of my favorites
Hacksaw
of all time.
You
Now.
know, we talked
Find
about
that find it by watching the vlog.
Hacksaw was unbelievable. Oh, for everybody.
Oh,
USA. Tough guy.
Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Rumble.
I watched it. I watched it Tuesday morning at the airport.
Okay.
I had like a 3 hour before my thing with my new friend Brad Williams. He was sitting across from us in the lounge. I loved the women's Rumble. It was better than the men's.
Same here. Yep.
We agreed.
Jordan Grace, love it. Jade looked like a fucking star. Presented
Yes.
her as like a 10-time main eventer at WrestleMania. And I don't know what's next, and I don't care because that moment was amazing. I watched the men's Rumble when I got home. It was what it was. Women's Rumble to me was much better than the men's, and I have not watched the other two matches yet. So that's what I got.
Okay.
That's exactly. I thought basically the same. I thought Jade's outfit was like almost like crystals with like icebergs coming off it. But the thing I really
Showing
liked,
off the 24-pack.
jeez,
Oh, man.
watch it with a 7-year-old, and when he goes, "Whoa," you like literally whoa, especially at the
He
point
became a man.
where Bianca. I think Bianca had Liv and Jade had someone else above her head.
Yeah, they were
spots.
And it was
Yeah.
literally, I was like, holy crap. And Brett's like jaw down to the ground. One of the best moments I wrote down was between Michael Cole and Corey Graves. Oh, one of the funniest things is when Maxine did the reverse caterpillar. And he's like, we can't call that caterpillar. What should we call that? And Michael Cole's like, the larva.
That made me laugh at the.
That is good.
A lot at the airport. So
yeah, it was
at the American Lounge at Miami. Sorry.
The reason why I think the women's match in my eyes was better than the men's. The men's, we knew the stars that we were going to get. The men's, right? All the big times. The women at one point, you had Jade, Liv, Bailey, Bianca,
Becky.
You know, the star power, Becky, the star power was so large because in previous years, it's kind of been like, well, let's give 25 fillers
Corey
in there.
Wilson,
But
Kelly.
They gave
Michelle
Nia.
McCool.
Nia looked like unbelievable. Sometimes Piper Niven looked so good. Chelsea Green. I was telling this to Laura when we were watching. Like Chelsea is such a good wrestler, but her when she gives her like facial expressions, like when she's hurt, that's what makes her so much better. Like the women's match, I'll even say this: you give another performance like next year, probably will never go last in the Royal Rumble.
It should.
That is the type of match that should have been last in the Royal Rumble. Was that women's match? And compliments to all the ladies.
I think the women have gone last once or twice.
They did when Ronda Rousey made her debut. When she did
the
Point
awkward
at the sign
the
again and
awkward
again.
point.
The one thing I loved about the women's Rumble, and I don't know if they said it on TV or never, but there's only been two women that have been in all seven, Natty and Liv, and they bookended the Rumble.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
30.
Super cool.
Wow.
Super cool.
One other thing with the women's, Katana Chance, everyone just throwing her around because she's so damn little.
Yeah, good time.
So good.
Sure.
I'm sorry. I was
So
like
good.
mesmerized by the fact that Chelsea was just getting destroyed by her own partner. Repeatedly, and he just felt bad for her, but not really because she was playing it perfectly.
Exactly.
I think they made stars with the women's Rumble, and the men's Rumble was just it was just a men's Rumble. It was good, but the women's Rumble seemed to be more star making than the men's.
The difficult thing now is Rumble can make stars, but you gotta make them stars after the Rumble.
True.
That's the biggest thing with the women's outside of Becky, Bianca, Charlotte,
Jade.
now Jade. You know what I mean? The upper echelon, Liv is in there too. So Let's go, man. It was good. And the best thing about that Rumble, Cody, CM Punk, next night, those promos on Raw.
Oh,
But R-True is the best thing about both of those
I was saying
Rumbles.
we did get a hot tag.
Oh, yeah.
in the Royal Rumble. That was something to behold. Let's real quick, because of course we do our Royal Rumble rapid fire.
I think
predictions.
I got a 0.
And well, hold on now. We'll go through it quickly. Joe, I'll start with you. What man will be number 30? You had Cody. It was Sami Zayn. Will Shane McMahon be in the Rumble? You said, oh God, I hope not. And that was correct. He was not. What woman will have the longest time in the Rumble? You said Bayley. You were right. She's a new record holder. Nice. What man shortest time in the Rumble? R-Truth. Pretty good guess. It was JD McDonough, though. Will Andrade be in the Rumble? Yes. Will we see a Hall of Famer in the men's Rumble? You said yes, and no, we did not. No Hall of Famer in any Rumble. Right. Will Naomi be in the Rumble? Yes. You got that right. Women's Hall of Famer? You said Trish. Of course, no Hall of Famers. Does Big E enter? You said no, and that was correct. And what woman from NXT in the Rumble? There was a couple, and you said Tiffany Stratton, which was correct.
At the buzzer.
6 out of 10. Very good. Very good.
That is very nice. That's
absolutely
stupid Hall of Famers.
All right, Kev. What man will have the most eliminations? You said Brock. That was a no. Brock was not in the Royal Rumble.
No, you didn't say this Rumble.
All right.
A few years ago.
Gotta check the fine print.
That's Kane.
It's gotta be Kane.
That's gotta be Kane.
What woman was number 1 in the Rumble? You said Bianca. Good guess. It was Natty. Woman with the most eliminations, Rhea Ripley. She also was not in the Rumble.
I said that.
What do you guys? I'll let you decide on this one.
No, you said most of all time. And
Rhea that's right. I think that I'll go back in the tape and check that. I want your guys' opinion on this one. Will a non-wrestling celebrity appear at the Rumble? You said yes. Is Pat McAfee a non-wrestling celebrity?
He's had wrestling matches.
I don't know. Right, but he's not like a regular wrestler.
A full-time wrestler.
Like
I'm gonna give. You know what?
Give it to him.
With the Rhea and the Brock answers.
I'll go 1 for 0.
I think we got to give them. You say no? Okay, fine.
They said no. All right, we got.
And what do you say, Brian? Because I said yes.
I was like half a point. So.
It's a 0.5.
We'll say yeah. We'll go half.
There you go, Kevin.
All right. Will Jade be in the Rumble? You said yes. That's correct. What number will Cody be? You had number 2. He was 15, so that's a no.
You had a 3.33% chance on that.
Well, those are some of the guesses we had. Everybody's got those. What number will will Liv return to the Rumble? You said yes, and she did. What woman was number 30? It was Liv. You said Bayley. Will Bayley get kicked out of Damage Control at the Rumble? You said no, and that was correct, as she ended up winning, and everybody's happy. And maybe this should have been double the point. Will Pat McAfee wrestle or do commentary at the Rumble? You said yes. He did both. So, is that double point? No.
I don't know if you could call that wrestling.
No. He stepped inside the ring.
Rock climbing, sure.
I'm not going to call it wrestling because technically as a non-wrestling celebrity that appeared in the Royal Rumble.
That's true. That would affect the other one.
Yeah.
Right. So we got 1 point for that. So how many was that? 3.5?
I think it's like 4. Yeah.
Well, I think it's like 5.5. Rounds up to 6.
All right. Jay, will Sami Zayn enter the Rumble? You said yes. He was number 30.
Nice.
What man will be number 1? You had Cody. That was a no. Who was number 1?
The Usos were 1 and 2. Which
Jay.
Jay
and Jim. Great start.
Callback to 89.
Will Mercedes Moné be in the Rumble? You said no. That was correct. Will Cena be in the Rumble? You said yes. He was not. Will anyone from TNA be in the Rumble? You said no. And Jordan Grace was there. Wow. Shock of the day, man. That was great.
Amazing, by the way.
Shock of the day.
Yeah. It was. I threw that one as a curveball. What woman will have the shortest time? You had Nia. It was Valhalla with the shortest time.
Oh, sad.
A man from he wore the antlers.
Yes.
That means she's gonna win.
She's going to win. She has the antlers. Yes. I laughed at
that. Was so outrageous. Oh my gosh. Give me a man from NXT in the Rumble. You said Carmelo Hayes. He was. Yes. Will The Rock be in the Rumble? You said no. That's correct. What number will Punk be? You had 13. No, I think he was 27.
Yeah,
27.
What man with the longest time in the Rumble? You had Cody. He was second to Jey Uso. So you had 4 out of 10. I think if you're like 5 out of 10, that's really damn good. So you guys were all in that vicinity. Joe is crowned Royal Rumble Rapid Fire champion.
I think 4 out of 10 or higher is all the same. That's like an A+.
Yeah, well, great on the curve, I
Yeah.
guess. But Rumble is in the books, and yeah, let's move on to Monday Night Raw because boy, everything got thrown a huge curveball. CM Punk is hurt again. The word came out like early in the afternoon, torn tricep. Sounds like out 4 to 6 months. He comes out, does a very impassioned promo on Monday, followed by Drew McIntyre and his promo on CM Punk, how he prayed for the injury.
I believe.
I was watching in the bedroom, and I'm in a small apartment, so you can hear the TV in every room. My wife heard him say that, and she was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah,
that
was some good stuff, man. So look, guys, let's talk about it. The promo and just bigger picture CM Punk. You know, this is the third time now that he's had like a major injury since he came back to AEW. I'm just like, you know, is the top guy run over for this guy? Do you just make him a part-timer, or what's the move here, man? Because I don't know if you can trust this guy anymore.
Was the tricep injury the same injury he had against Mox?
I haven't heard if it's the same tricep.
Okay,
I heard it was wondering opposite.
Okay, I didn't hear either way.
Well, at least he didn't re-tear the same one. That's a positive then.
So, look, I've said it a couple weeks ago. I didn't want Punk to be in the main event at WrestleMania, so I guess I prayed for it too.
You and Drew.
I think that, you know, common sense, Drew. I mean,
common sense.
It makes sense.
So, look, you know, he's saying next year. And, you know, there's always next year. Okay, great. We don't know what's going to happen. But now with, well, we won't. I'll wait to talk about Seth and Cody, but
yeah, we'll get into that too.
I just think that it should have never been a main event situation for Punk, and now we don't have to worry about that for now, and we'll just see what I guess it's just a wait and see.
Yeah, Kev,
I thought the promo was awesome. I still think he comes back and he's still a top guy, 100%. And if he's out, what, 4 to 6 months? That's right around SummerSlam.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
So I think he comes back kind of like Cody. Cody didn't need that match at Mania. He did have the match at Mania last year, but he lost and he still put on amazing matches. If Punk would have got it, maybe he worked everybody in saying he wanted the story and he was never going to have his story at Mania. You know what I mean? I would like to think it, but shit, I get swerved all the time with promos and what people say. I'm kind of bummed. I am. Just because I was excited because it made the star power of Mania to be truly one of the best on all time on paper. And now with him out on it, it's almost like you need Rock Roman, but it's like, I don't want Rock Roman. It's, I don't know. I feel like star power went down a little bit. They need to figure something out, and WWE has the roster to figure it out. I still think Punk comes back, and I loved it how he said, I have a checklist and you're first on it, Drew. You know, I thought that was pretty damn awesome. And that makes Drew's going to be a top guy. He's never going to go below top guy or one of the top guys. So he's going to come back. He's going to have popular program after popular program. And hopefully we see Drew Punk at SummerSlam. I'll take it.
Yeah, we'll get into kind of the what's next for Seth. But Joe, your first reaction on just the promo and just the injury and, you know, bigger picture CM Punk of where do you go from here?
I felt for the guy for the fact that he doesn't get a chance to prove himself because of this injury. I mean, injuries happen, fluke injury, but I felt for the guy. And I felt for him with his promo. And then when Drew came out and said his piece and said, I believe in some higher power, I was just like, I love you, Drew. You are amazing. You are ruining this moment, but making it so much better because you're building for anticipation of when he does come back. And do I think CM Punk is a main eventer? Wrestling wise, not anymore, but as a name, he still is. They still chant him. He's still a name. So it's gonna do nothing but elevate both him and Drew McIntyre when that does happen. And fingers crossed it is at SummerSlam. Did anyone see Drew's tweet this week of him with the
By the
thumbs up
grave.
over the grave that said CM Punk's main event at WrestleMania 2023 to 2024, and he just
No, I
like
have to find
amazing.
that.
yeah, the tombstone, the Photoshop one. I'm like, Drew, keep playing it. So yeah, I felt bad for the guy, like as a personal level, not as a
Yeah.
performer or pipe bomb or whatever happened in the past doesn't matter. This is just something that he was he going to get the main event? Don't know, but I was kind of hoping he'd get something.
Yeah, it's a weird. It felt very weird when he comes out and his arms in a sling and Cult of Personalities playing. It's such a deflating visual because that's such a energetic song and the crowd's excited to see him. And he comes out looking like the sad panda and his arm in the sling. I was like, oh man.
I think he's just a special
so
event traction
weird.
now.
Yeah.
That's where I'd go. Like I would love for him to like have tag team with R-Truth. Just do different things. I don't know if the top of the card is the right thing because this is the third time he's had a legit, out for half a year or more injury in the last like 2 years. You just can't count on the guy. So, it remains to be seen, and hopefully he can come back. Yeah, we all said it. Maybe SummerSlam. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, disappointing all around. And yeah, his promo was amazing. A guy can cut a hell of a promo. That has never changed for him. So yeah, let's look forward, guys. Everybody presumed it was Punk versus Seth at Mania. We also had that segment that put a little doubt into Cody's mind about Seth saying, I think you should choose me. Here's why. And it kind of tore down Roman and everything that's going on with him. So if you're the booker, guys, I mean, what's the move for Seth's opponent at WrestleMania? What ideas do you have? Jay,
I want Jason to go first. I want Jason to go first.
I want Jason to go first because he told me an idea. We were going back and forth on the cruise of just ideas even before the Rumble. Like we predicted, like this would be cool if this happened at the Rumble. That would be cool. And he gave out one name with a stipulation. And if you can't remember it, Jay, I'll mention it.
The Kaiser thing?
No.
It's before or after the beer
Gunther
drinking
versus
contest.
Seth for both titles.
Oh yeah, winner take all. Gunther.
Okay.
That was on the boat when I was about 5 Miami Vices deep. If you don't know what a Miami Vice is, it's half pina colada frozen and half strawberry margarita frozen. 100% good times frozen. That was what I said on the boat. But after seeing Raw, I'm in. Give me Seth Cody.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. Love it.
Okay.
I think if you're really gonna put The Rock on there, I think I want to see Seth Cody be the second match. Or I'm sorry, the last match on the second night, like the true headliner of WrestleMania versus the headliner of each night.
So wait, Rock Roman night 1 or
yeah, I would go Rock Roman. I would want that, but
that
there's
ain't
no way that would happen.
No, that ain't happening.
That would happen.
I love you, Kev. That ain't happening.
But
you know what? It's on the pre-show. It's on the kickoff show.
You know that result.
Yes, yes. With the title, it completely you do. You're right.
But I'm after that promo, I'm lockstep with Jay. But that's the fun thing. Who knows what we're gonna get?
Got some intrigue for Friday Night SmackDown. I agree.
Bingo. Yep.
Joe, what are you thinking on this?
I'm such a mark. I am. I want Cody Roman with Cody finishing the story. I want Cody to beat Roman at WrestleMania 40. I know I'm such wah, wah, wah. That's what I want. I'm sorry, and I'm not the only one who wants that. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you can't always get.
That's great.
You can't always get what you want, but you find sometimes you just might find you get what you need, and we need Cody to end this.
Was that the lyric?
Yes, it was.
Some underground band called the Rolling Stones.
However, with Seth, I'm 100% on board with Gunther versus Seth at WrestleMania. I would love that, and it doesn't matter who would win. The fans win that match.
But it
does not matter.
Winner take all.
It doesn't matter. That match right there. See, with Roman Cody 2, Cody has to win. My opinion. That's the marking name.
I don't know.
However, and then there's Jason, and then there's Jason, who's like, no. And If they go the safe route and have Cody versus Seth, I'm fine with that too. But what I want is Cody to beat Roman to end this. And then I want, it doesn't matter who wins Gunther versus Seth, the fans win. Winner takes all, we all win.
See, this is why I told Jay over breakfast, I think when we were slightly hungover one day, I told him, at that moment, I was on board with Roman beating Cody if they did go against each other, and let Cody win his third straight Rumble, be the first ever to win 3.
Oh God, no!
And
I
then
hope
go.
not.
That it just races in your mind. And I also
Because
said
the
I
people
want,
won't be behind him anymore.
but I also
it'll
said I
be
wanted,
over.
but I also said I wanted maybe Gunther to win the Royal Rumble and hand Adam Pearce the IC title and then challenge Seth. None of my predictions ever happen because they're
You
fun.
know what? Here's the thing. If Cody, here's the thing. I'm like, what my fear is. Cody wins by disqualification, and they celebrate that, like Lex
Oh,
Luger
no,
beating
no.
Yokozuna at SummerSlam '93. That's my fear.
No.
And then Cody
Roman
shirts
wins
go
or
on
Cody
discount.
wins.
Yeah,
Either way.
he's got to win.
Solo's
no-
gonna get
no
kicked out
DQ.
42 times and keep coming back in a parka, in a hoodie, in a turtleneck,
They're going to take him from like Philly to New Jersey.
in a
Put him
lucha
in a different
mask.
state. Yeah. What do you think about this, guys? And this isn't like what I certainly don't expect this to happen. But I think it would be interesting. What if, let's say Cody still goes with Roman. What if the winner of the Elimination Chamber is LA Knight? And you did LA Knight and Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins could easily go back to being a heel. That's who he was for a long time. And maybe, especially if Roman is going to end Mania as champion again, maybe you got to give the fans something to go home happy with at least one of the nights. And you take LA Knight, who, again, I thought he really held his own in the 4-way title match at the Rumble, and you give him a big moment there, and you've completely crowned the megastar.
I would take that too.
You like thumbs up, thumbs middle, thumbs down.
That sounds like a fun opportunity for me.
I don't think it's happening. I definitely don't think it's happening. But
wait,
I'm like,
is it happening? Maybe.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I see what you did.
You know what? If we're playing Booker, it's a good, solid, creative opportunity to
Okay.
I would.
LA Knight is not on the Seth Rollins level. It's WrestleMania. It's got to be top guys. He is
LA Knight is Logan
mid-card.
Paul.
Oh, I don't think he's mid-card.
You need Randy Orton, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Gunther, Cody Rhodes, or Seth Rollins. You need top guys at WrestleMania. The guys like LA Knight, they can piss around with Logan Paul, or I wish they would bring, well, I was going to say I wish they'd bring Money in the Bank back to WrestleMania, but Priest will still have the briefcase and a bunch
of briefcases flying.
I don't know. I
never know.
LA Knight's just not there.
I just thought of something. What do you think of, and this is pure speculation, Seth Okada?
No.
Well, so
I've seen that tossed around a little, and I just can't see it.
On the Masked Man show today, they presented the idea of Cody goes back to Seth, says, you know what? No, I got to go for Roman. And a few years ago, somebody made a call for me. So you'll find out who your opponent is at WrestleMania. I don't love it because it's the same exact storyline.
Yeah.
With the same exact person.
Well, but it's Okada that is called. Not
right, but Seth is the one who doesn't
right. He gets the back-to-back, or not back-to-back, but 2 times. Not
every other year.
Is every day it's something different. So until we know, like, what's the point of even fantasy booking?
They got to start presenting him.
Seth versus MJF.
If it's going to be him.
Cody gets him a challenger of his old protege.
I don't know, man. It's a lot.
I don't like that either.
What about QT Marshall? Cody sends him to Seth.
How about Dustin Rhodes? Goldust comes back.
So saw him on the boat, right, Kev?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, yeah, we'll see what plays out Friday on SmackDown. We get some clues on to what happens next. One thing that has happened, talking about more changes, WWE announcer changes, and the four of us being professional broadcasters. Kevin Patrick has been fired. He was fired, I think, the week before the Rumble.
But
Pat,
he is a soccer broadcaster for MLS, so he's
Yes.
going to be fun, and he's really good. And I'm new to soccer, and the MLS. Like literally 2 hours ago, I just started looking into subscribing to Season Pass on Apple TV Plus. So he's going to be fine. I don't have any doubt about that.
Yeah. So he's fired. Pat McAfee, I was shocked to see him. Well, I wasn't shocked to see him back on Raw because he was in town for the Rumble. So I'm like, oh, he just stayed a couple extra days and he's doing Raw, but it's a permanent thing. I don't know what's going to happen come college
Until
football
August.
season.
Well,
Yeah,
he
but-
doesn't
do it
with college football. He can still do it on Saturdays. It's probably easier for him to do the show on Saturday.
That's true.
And then on Monday, and just stay or fly to whatever city Raw is in, instead of having to fly Friday overnight into Saturday, not be prepared, or
Yeah, that's fair.
notes Friday night. So I think the interesting thing here is the deal with ESPN and upcoming to Netflix in January.
Yeah.
You know,
Pat's got a good agent to
I
be able
have
to finagle all that.
I kind of have a dog in that fight, so to speak, and that's been a
Yes, we know you subscribe to Netflix without ads. You're balling. We get it.
I know, dude, that's true. So yeah, it's like I wonder how it all works. You know?
Yeah.
But
It's a good agent maybe to be able
It's
to put that in the
true.
language.
that the better you are at something, the more privilege you get.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that, and then the third one is
Booker T fired.
No, well,
No.
not according to my notes.
Shucky ducky.
Shucky ducky on that, but no, Corey.
Oh.
The rumor for SmackDown later on Friday night: Corey Graves and Wade Barrett on SmackDown, which is an odd one because they've both been color commentary. So I think I read Corey would do the play-by-play.
Corey has to take the lead.
Yeah. So Jay, I'll let you kind of finish hearing about that pairing and you know what when you hear that, what was your reaction, and then we'll go to the rest of the boys with all those announcers changes.
You know, like I said, the Kevin Patrick thing, I really liked him. And I think it was because him and Graves did that after the Bell podcast, which they just shut down out of nowhere, no explanation, no nothing. So all right, fine. I really like Corey Graves. And it's not just because he's a Pittsburgh guy like me. I really think he brings a different element to commentary. It's not a heel, you know, it's snarky, but not a heel. You know, Vic Joseph is killing it in NXT. I would have liked to seen him and Graves work together.
Yeah.
But there's no play-by-play that would go to NXT, you know? So I think it's going to be an interesting feel. Corey Graves has been there a long time, and I think it was just the next step in his evolution. You know, him and Cole are like they're buddies, man. It's his boss, but you know, they spend a lot of time and working together and stuff over the years, and you learn from the people you work with. So I think that Corey Graves is going to be fine as play-by-play. With Barrett, that's a question mark. And I haven't really watched NXT in the last month because of Booker T. So I know I can't be the only one.
I like him because of how Vic plays off of him, because like he'll call him out on him stuff. Like Booker will say whatever he says off the handle, and Vic will be like, well, "What are you talking about?" You know, he doesn't let it slide. He doesn't pretend that he gets what Booker's saying. He'll just like totally call him out on it, which makes me laugh. I don't know. It's the yin and yang of those two that I like them two together. I think Vic going to Corey or whoever, like you said, Jay, would be great. I don't know about Booker and Michael Cole. Like they've done that before, and it's like, it just doesn't.
Or Booker and Wade Barrett. That would be awful.
Oh yeah, that sounds terrible.
I don't think the Booker stuff would fly on
No,
SmackDown.
I don't either. Yeah, I don't either. All right, Kev, all these announcer changes.
I'm thumbs up on everything. I love the Cole McAfee. We've had it before. It's fantastic. McAfee looks at Cole, as a mentor, and he called him the Rumble. He's like, "Hey, I'm sitting next to the GOAT."
Yep.
Right? So he looks at Cole like the greatest of all time. And to be honest, you can't argue truly against that. I love the dynamic. And Cole even said he brought out, in the past, he brought out a new energy with being paired up to him. So love it. I think Barrett and Graves are going to be awesome. I do. I think it'll take a little bit of time because both of them, run the matches and everything, but it's going to be interesting to see because Barrett kind of plays the heel announcer at times and Graves is the heel announcer. So it's going to be tricky him getting out of the heel comments to be a full, match commentary role, with still kind of being Graves, not taking away his whole personality. That's what I'm most excited for. I don't think it's going to be like oil and water or vinegar and water, whatever the hell they say. I think it's going to just take a little transition, but I think it's going to be just as fine. I think they'll be just fine.
Joe?
Cole and McAfee is a amazing team, and I'm so happy that they're back together again because you say that McAfee's so happy to be with Cole. Cole is so happy to be with McAfee. They just work so well together. And I could not be more excited for Monday nights and getting 3 hours of those two together. And it seemed like it's been months, almost a year since they've been together. It didn't seem like it on the Rumble, and it didn't seem like it on Monday night. So those two could not be a better matchup. Now, when it comes to Corey Graves and Wade Barrett, Corey Graves deserves this. He's been the color guy his entire career on commentary. Now it's time to take the lead. And he's not a heel, in my opinion. He takes the side of the people that he's friends with. That's what he does. He will root for one person and he'll root for another. He doesn't blur the lines. And the thing is, the play-by-play guy can still do that. JR did it all the time. He had to play off of obnoxious Jerry Lawler. Wade Barrett is getting in its own voice right now. He does focus more on the heel side, and that's where Corey will do a great job of maybe agreeing with him. When have we had the play-by-play guy and the color guy both agree on the heel side of the story? Like Dominic Mysterio is the greatest luchador of all time. I'm looking forward to it. I think they're both shows are going to benefit from the new matchups.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's interesting because what spurred everything was the Kevin Patrick firing, and
I feel
instead
bad
of
for
just
that one too.
What's that?
I feel bad for that one. I didn't think he was doing that bad of a job.
It was funny because when the report came out, the last Friday, which ended with Randy hitting an RKO on Roman, and he was all out of just RKO out of nowhere. And I even said to myself, I'm like, okay, maybe he's starting to get it. And I guess it was too little too late. I was surprised he was fired, though, because like you said, Jay, he was good on the podcast. I always liked him when he would do like the kickoff shows or anything backstage. Never thought play-by-play was his thing, so it wasn't a surprise to me. Joe, on that note, you were going to add?
Oh, I was going to say maybe he was just fired because they knew they were getting Pat McAfee back, and he was just a casualty of war.
And that's the thing. Yeah, I was surprised because it's like, okay, you didn't just fill in Vic Joseph, the SmackDown, or whoever you wanted to do. Everything got changed. It was Barrett's off Raw, McAfee's in, Corey's going to SmackDown or with Wade Barrett now, and everything else just got flipped around. So, yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I was gonna say it's the consistency. That's because who was before Kevin number 2 of the show we're talking about today? Was it Jimmy Smith Jr., Jay?
Jimmy Smith,
yeah. Was before. Mm-hmm. These commentary teams are stable long timers. McAfee on and off, right? But he acts and talks like he's been there forever. It's not going to be almost like a flavor of the year right? So we're going to get these two teams. They're both going to be, I think they're going to rival each other of who's the best. Give it till WrestleMania. You watch. I think SmackDown will be just as good as Raw
All
on
right.
the commentary.
Yeah, it is. Corey and Wade are the that's the real question mark, because if Corey's doing play by play, it's something different for what we have seen, and they've both been amazing color commentary. So it's a little off the spectrum of a natural pairing.
Corey and Wade are like the Michael Cole Taz versus King and JR.
That's a good flashback there. Yeah, who were really good in their time.
They were like Michael
They
Cole and Taz they had such a good run together, way better than Cole and JBL.
Yeah, no question about it. So we'll look for that on SmackDown tonight, and we do have some wrestling this weekend. Besides, of course, like SmackDown, Rampage, Collision. Sunday, it's NXT Vengeance Day. And I'll just go over the card. We don't like do predictions for NXT because it is what it is. It's just a fun show. We always like to enjoy what they're doing, and wins and losses don't really matter in the grand scheme of things. So here is the card. The NXT Championship match: Ilya Dragunov versus Trick Williams. NXT Women's Championship match: Lyra Valkyria and Roxanne Perez. North American Championship: Oba Femi versus Dragon Lee. The Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Finals are the Wolf Dogs. Jay, do you know who the Wolf Dogs are?
I do.
Okay, I know you haven't watched it, but it's amazing.
I do.
You don't seen that at least? Yeah, so, Braun and Corbin.
I may not watch, but sometimes I'll just scan through. When I see people that I like, I'll watch. Yeah. The Wolf Dog thing, I didn't know they were sticking with it, because the last time I heard Baron shut it down.
Yes. So on Tuesday, Baron brought it up of just like talking to Braun and being like, come on, the Wolf Dogs, we're going to do so good. And Braun was like, wait, what did you say?
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, it got stuck in my head. I like it. So it was funny. So yeah, they're taking on Carmelo and Trick. Trick is doing double duty on Sunday. And we've got also a no DQ match between Dijak and Joe Gacy, and the tag titles, the family Tony D and Stacks. I think it's a 6-man actually, or six person. Yeah, Tony, Stacks, Adriana Rizzo, and OTM and Jada Parker. So we've got 6 matches, 2 more matches than the Royal Rumble. So this should be a 7-hour card. Not really, but the Rumble was 4 matches. And it was all 4 hours. It took every minute. I'll go to you first, Joe. What catches your eye on NXT for Sunday?
I want Trick to win both.
Hey now,
I want it to be all Trick, and I want since it's just a Dusty Rhodes Classic, that will be Carmelo's swan song, and he's a fixture on SmackDown, and I want NXT to be Trick's show.
He's getting the push.
I want Trick to win both, but then Carmelo beats him down. Because he did something that Carmelo couldn't.
Yeah. I think that's the right angle.
Trick.
That's the right angle. I think this has gone far enough of the, who attacked Trick and Carmelo defending himself and the all weirdness. I hope it comes to a resolution on Sunday. How about you, Kev?
Well, shit, I want Trick to win both and then enter every other match, apparently, because I have to one-up everyone else.
He's going to win the Women's Championship.
I can't believe it.
I think Oba versus Dragon Lee, the big guy versus little quick guy, could be fun. I think Dragon Lee will lose, and then truly almost set him up to maybe premiere the night after WrestleMania. He's been there. He's too talented to be on NXT. I'll go with that match.
Yeah, Oba's got a lot of potential. That dude has a presence to him. Potential. He's incredibly strong. He's already cutting great promos.
Don't put him with the Street Profits and Lashley.
No. He's already got a presence to be his own thing.
Like he's going to be with Omos and MVP.
Okay.
Omos and Omos. and they just come out and everyone goes, oh.
There's just a whole lot of O's there. That's awesome. But yeah, this is Trick Williams' show, right, guys? And Jay and Kev, you probably didn't see it because it was the SmackDown. Friday the boat left, right? Friday.
Yeah.
so he came out on SmackDown. Carmelo had a match. Got beat down. Was it Waller and Theory? I think.
Yeah.
Joe?
Yeah.
They were beating him down. Theme music plays. Trick comes out, and he got a huge pop. Now they were in Miami, not far from NXT country, so a lot of people knew him, but the crowd was chanting, "Whoop that Trick!" I've watched a couple of.
Brian, I'm glad you brought that up because, they always say, "Well, NXT, it's like not everyone knows who this is," but this, they didn't have to do that when Trick came out. He was a freaking star on SmackDown.
Yeah, I've watched a couple of fan videos because even I was like, "Are they piping that in?" Because he's getting a hell of a reaction, and the crowd videos prove that he did. So yeah, there's big things in store for him no matter what happens on Sunday. But that was something worth checking out. So yeah, that is NXT Vengeance Day, and I think that'll do it for this week, guys. Any last thoughts? Anything from the Jericho Cruise pop in your head that I got to talk about this before the vlog? And anything else? I don't know.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Is it Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday is Vengeance Day.
Nice. So I will say this. With spending 6 hours in Cozumel, I'm officially bilingual now.
Okay.
Sí.
¿Cómo estás, señores?
Oh, and we had the worst beer ever on the boat. It tasted like 1999 Rolling Rock.
What? Well, what was it supposed to be?
We can't remember.
No.
It was Rolling Rock.
We don't remember if
it was Rolling Rock.
Well, it's not. It tasted just like
Yeah.
Rolling Rock. We don't remember if it was Bach beer or Brock beer. That's a legit thing. We don't remember which one it was.
So we called it the Brock Bach.
You'll have to go to the Jericho Facebook page and put that out there to the forum and say who else had this delicious beer.
I think Jason already unsubscribed to that page.
No. I gotta wait.
Yeah,
I have to wait for. I'm gonna post a vlog on there. And all those people on the boat are wonderful people, and on those people on the message board are wonderful people.
They all smelled amazing, I'm sure.
Surprisingly enough, I didn't smell anybody or was in close contact any stankies. No stankies.
Surprising.
Jericho Cruise in La Clasa.
That's amazing. You know what? The one thing we haven't talked about with the cruise, and you don't have to. I don't think you've talked about any actual wrestling. It's been bars and poker and
blackjack
and karaoke. There isn't been one smidge of and this match happened.
I want to tell you, but
we can tell it off the air. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll
do that.
The wrestling stuff will be addressed in the vlog.
Yeah, good.
PWP After Dark.
Hibachi was amazing, right, Kev?
It was awesome. It was pretty good. It wasn't pretty good. It was muy caliente.
It was very hot.
Like the heat.
Yeah, the food of the temperature.
I could not. No moss. Like after.
Oh yeah.
No moss.
Put it this way: if it was hibachi food in an match,
Omos was there?
It was hibachi food versus an match. Jay and I and everyone else at the table tapped out. We quit. We could not.
It was something.
You tapped out.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just trying to think. Was there anything else? Like merch was cool.
Oh, here,
merch.
Jay, can you figure out kind of in your brain the total of merch, and we'll have the guys guess the over and under maybe on our merch special.
So let's see.
I
For
have
both of you or just Jason?
Just so this is
both.
Yeah,
we both bought.
Yeah.
Okay.
So closest, you can even go over for me. How much?
Not counting the ticket.
No, this is just
merch store.
Yeah.
This is just going in merch store, leaving and buying stuff.
And this is for you, Kevin, we're guessing?
No, it's for both of them together.
Combined?
Just together, Joe.
No, not together. Just me.
Yeah.
Just me.
I'm trying to think in my brain the count. So
all right. So Kev, I will go with like 149.
I am gonna go with 222.
141.
Oh, damn, I was close.
Yeah. So it was
but you went over, so we both lost.
I did. Yeah.
So I got just a regular Jericho 5 Alive t-shirt. I got the Jericho hoodie. Very nice. I got the Speedball Jericho shirt and a couple koozies.
Okay, fair enough.
You got the koozies.
I have a number, but I do not remember if it's exact. So take a guess, and we can revisit next week. If
$1 billion.
I didn't.
1,000,000,001. I'm doing $1 over you.
The merch was cool, but not all of it was great.
Okay, Joe, you can go first this time.
Correct. I'm gonna say 225.
I'll go. Yeah, I'll go like 271.
So the number I'm thinking in my brain was about 241. I went the first.
I was closer.
So I went the first day and I got the basic stuff that I wanted, and then I watched the Outrunners. You know those guys on AEW?
I've seen the name. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They had 2 cool shirts and they're just fun, so I bought them. And then the last night was 80s prom themed, which is why on the YouTube or on our socials, you'll see me and Kevin with Hacksaw, and we like the clothing we're wearing is just fucking ridiculous because it was an 80s, 90s prom theme. We saw the Outrunners, and I wasn't really bothering a lot of people for photos, but I went up and I said, "Hey man, I got your shirt." I was like, "We get a pic?" They're like, "Yeah, I get a pic." So those pictures will be popping up on socials this weekend. But yeah, so around 240. Mexico.
Okay, fair.
I mean, I bought round of shots for the table. Kev bought me a Steelers luchador mask with
wow.
About that Michigan State.
You got the Michigan State. Nice.
How are those not all sold out? All the luck of you, Kev.
I tried to get a line.
What a hot item.
No, they had every NFL luchador mask except for the Lions.
And the only other Lions thing they did have is they had those like the woven parka
ponchos.
Yeah, the poncho. Yeah.
She's like, would you like a poncho? I'm like, no, it's like 90.
Yeah. A lot more on the vlog, like I said, coming Monday, and then we'll talk a little after we get done here. We'll spill a little more to you guys, but thank you to everybody who has watched or checked in. Social media at That WrestlePod, at That Wrestling Podcast on YouTube, and shirts at whatamaneuver.net. Brian, finish the show.
Enjoy wrestling, everybody.